Hello. So welcome to SquishiVision. We're gonna do a reaction to the Falcon Winter Soldier episode 4. The whole world is watching. So these are my immediate thoughts, having just watched the episode without any chance to really collect my thoughts together or or think of any detailed responses. It's gonna be a jumble of kind of random, well not random, but jumble of thoughts as they occur to me. Should we start with the negative? While I kind of form my positive opinions. I think my biggest issue with this episode was it was too predictable. Kind of, it was too formulaic. I don't know if that's a bad criticism, but I think, I don't know. It's Marvel's kind of put a lot of. This is very big budget TV, so I'm kind of expecting big budget stories to go with everything else. But the whole thing about the hero goes and offers very kind words and builds a bond with the bad guy and tries to builds a bond with the kind of sympathetic antagonist, I should say, and tries to fix things. And if they're left uninterrupted, would actually find a peaceful solution to the problem, and it wouldn't be a tragic ending. But then the anti-hero comes in, or the antagonistic government forces, or the whatever bureaucratic interference wanders in and interrupts the democratic resolutions, and then the antagonist is like, "Oh, you betrayed me. This was all a ploy," and then everything kind of falls apart from there. Um, I really hate that trope. It really annoys me. It kind of annoys me when someone's being trying to deal with an issue very kind of honestly and truthfully, and because someone else comes in, they assume they're all together, even though there's no evidence to prove that. Um, to their credit, there is a kind of, but it's too throw with my liking. But there is a line where Carly is like, "Well, I suppose it's possible they weren't working together, but really doesn't matter," kind of thing. That just kind of that annoys me. And yeah, I mean, a lot of his episodes was kind of a lot of his episode, not all of it, but a lot of it was kind of predictable. It was unlike the last episode, which was kind of against all expectations. This was kind of too formulaic for my kind of liking, but I guess it's a middle-ish episode 4 part. So, but again, it does play all the kind of midpoint parts of a drama. Right. I mean, so in terms of the end of the episode where Walker beats a person to death with a shield, um, was the only place this character was ever gonna go. From what was setting the character up and what the character was meant to represent, this was literally the only place they would ever have got to. So this was again predictable, but only predictable in the sense that if they didn't do this, it would have been disappointed. So that was the right predictability. This episode was called The Whole World is Watching," which I'll quote from the Marvel Cinematic Universe wiki here, was a popular slogan that was used during anti-Vietnam War demonstrations to denounce police brutality and anti-democratic actions of the US government. So it's kind of really on the nose actually about what the themes of this episode meant to be and what Walker's meant to represent. It perhaps would have been a bit more bold if the person that they killed was uh, a black man. I think that would have been very, actually, what's the word? Solidify the whole themes and actually made it very topical. That being said, um, let me just see if I can work. Yeah, so the person they killed was actually a white. The character's a white American. The actor, I believe, is possibly also white American, although I can't find information. I'll see with Wikipedia article. Um, says he is Canadian, yeah. So no, yeah, they could have gone a bit further with that themes, but yeah, it's a perfect image nonetheless of that's the background here essentially, of him standing with Captain America's shield, and it's basically dripping in blood. It's a powerful image, and it's powerful. It will resonate powerfully in the MCU. You gotta wonder what actually the other Avengers who are still alive would have to say about this. The ones who perhaps would have a bit more clout, like, hang on, who's still alive? Okay, I guess Hawkeye doesn't have much clout because he's a secret agent. And I guess maybe actually Bruce Banner hasn't got a huge amount of clout. I guess the two political power heads, which are Tony Stark and Captain America, are actually going, aren't they? Um, But yeah, I mean, well, it'd be interesting to see what the fallout of that is. That it has to be like because everyone was kind of recording this on their phones, so I'll actually see how we deal with that in the next episode in terms of the kind of the fallout from that. I mean, the ending was brutal on all sides. The fact that Hopkins basically got his chest caved in was particularly violent, with the characters kind of meet his end. And the whole kind of fight at the end was very kind of brutal. Obviously, he's taking the super serum now, which was again the only place his character was ever going to end up. And it was interesting. Interesting to kind of tie in the whole instability side of this. Yeah, because he was already kind of unstable in his insecurity, and I like how they put the commentary in the fact that the hands that he has a couple of medals of valor or whatever it was, but the other guy points out, well, you weren't given those for entirely benign reasons, because not very few actions in war are benign, or ethically the right thing to do, because really what are ethics in war. I also like how Zemo knows the best way to get answers is to bribe children, rather than trying to go to the adults who are a bit more world weary. I like the inclusion of the Wakanda bit. That was a nice kind of nod to the film. And there was something I realized after the end of the last episode, which I'm glad got addressed in this episode. In that, to me, it seemed in the end of the last episode that they were like, give a Zemo, he has to pay for his crimes of killing our king. I'm like, well, hang on a second, didn't T'Challa give up Zemo to be imprisoned? So clearly, and his whole thing was, not focusing on vengeance and getting vengeance for father's death. But then they addressed it here, being like, well, the issue is that you freed him from prison, not that he's still around. So I'm glad they addressed that. Although, yeah, they weren't really paying a huge amount of kind of, I guess, interest into or attention rather, because he escaped fairly easily. Although same, the way he kind of backs out. Fun fact. Noah Mills, who plays Nico, the guy who got killed in this episode, played a character who acts alongside Kat Dennings' character in Two Broke Girls, and Kat Dennings is in WandaVision. There's a connection for you. Yeah, we do trivia here now, apparently. What else happened in the episode? Again, I like the banter. It was kind of more toned down in this. This episode was very by the books. It was very much kind of things happening kind of episode. Well, it's the last episode, things were happening, but there was also kind of time to breathe and explore character bits and stuff. There wasn't so much that here. But I do like how casual everyone is with everyone. I do like how when Walker kind of confronts everyone in Latvia on the streets. Everyone's just kind of like talking to each other's people. I like how natural the dialogue is. I think that's my favorite thing. The dialogue is very natural. That's a good point. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I like that. This episode wasn't anything special for me, and I don't think it's going to be my favorite episode in terms of much things, because it was very forgettable and how formulaic it is, despite the fact that a lot of kind of key plot points happen here. But I think this is the episode where they're like, well, we've got to put a whole bunch of plot points in this episode, so then we can deal with our penultimate episode and our final episode, let that breathe a bit more, which is fair. It's kind of something that WandaVision failed to do, because one thing I didn't like about WandaVision is they had all of their filler plot points in the penultimate episode, which meant that the final episode felt very rushed. There were some other problems as well, which you can see my thoughts on that on my other live stream. So this wasn't a particularly kind of special episode. I don't have much to say because there's very much things happening procedurally. But just it's just a lot of interesting concepts. Excited to see for next week. So let me know what you think. I'll see you then, and yeah. I need to, at some point, come up with a more fluid way to close these streams rather than... So yeah, I said that too much. And now it's awkward pause as I move my mouse over to the right button so I can close the stream.